Hey everybody, this is Diana at the Misfit Journal Maker. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to do a new, for me, piece of ephemera here, and I'm calling it the 3-flip folio, mini folio. I have a problem naming these things because I have no idea what they're named. Anyway, this one is a just miniature little pocket here, and then we have this one here, and then over here, out of scrap paper, a little bit of a tablet. Okay, and it was really fun to make, and I enjoyed it. I'm going to do a little bit differently on my closure on the one I'm going to make today, and the reason is when I put this in the journal, because of this cording tie, and even if you use butcher's, I guess it's butcher's twine, I'm not sure what you call it, or jute or anything else, maybe ribbon wouldn't be so much because it's very thin, but it adds bulk to the journal. And I am really not into having a huge bulky journal, especially when I like to put in a good amount of ephemera, and this is made from cardstock covered in book pages. So it's not that thick as you can see, but this cording adds to that. It just makes it stick up more. So the one I'm going to do now, I'm going to use Velcro, a little Velcro dot, and that should take away from this extra bulkiness. You can do it whichever way you want. I mean, it's completely up to you. I love this cording, but I don't like the bulk. So that's the only thing I'm going to change. Okay, so what you're going to need, and I'm going to give you this first. I tried to be very well prepared today. Because I'm trying to cut down on the length of my journals, and just let you guys know ahead of time so that you are, you can stop the video, write this down, and then get your supplies ready. It'll be a lot easier for you. So first of all, you're going to need, I did this all in cardstock, okay, except for the book pages. And so you are going to need 2 different pieces of cardstock. Now, I want to use this one. It's made with poetry pages out of a very old book. However, sometimes when you fold these, this old paper cracks and breaks. So I made a separate one with newer pages just in case. So here is the first one, and it is 6 1/4 lengthwise, and the width is 3 1/2. Okay, that is your first one that you're going to need. You cover both sides and book pages. You can use anything you want. You could use music paper. You could use something that had numbers. Anything you want. It's totally open. Then the next size you need is 4 7/8 by 3 1/2. So these are and I didn't cover this one because I'm going to cover it with you. So let me just put this aside. Well, wait, I'll finish doing the this part first. Okay, so that's the first 2 things you're going to need. Second thing is you are going to need a bookmark. Okay, that looks like this. Just a regular old bookmark. And it's going to be 5 inches long by 2 3/8 wide. And you can do what I did on my example, which is you can make it fussy and use a punch like I did and have the ripples, or any other punch that you might have, or you can just have the regular corners cut off so it looks like a bookmark. That's completely up to you. So that's the second thing you're going to need. Okay, then you're going to need the little pages for your little tablet. Okay, and all that is 3 inches by 2 1/2. And I just put 1 staple in here because I cut out this. There's no measurements for it. It's just a little piece of extra paper I had, and I just put it to the thickness I wanted it, and I folded it in half so it would cover the staple. So there's nothing on this. You just can make it as wide as you want, or you don't have to put it at all. You can just have the staple there. It's not a big deal. Also, you're going to need, okay, where did it go? Hang on, I've got two things going on here. Okay, wait a minute. I got turned around now. Let's see. Why did I put that there? Hang on, guys. See, I'm trying to be all prepared, and I'm used to going on the fly. Oh, that's right. Okay. It just hit me what I needed that extra piece of cardstock for. Okay. I've only made this once, so I guess I should probably make things about 3 or 4 times before I actually, you know, do tutorials, but, well, whatever. Okay, then you need a square of cardstock, and this is 2 3/4 by 2 inches, okay? Now, I'm using this because it matches what I want my extras to be. I don't want to use anything that's going on. I wanted it to be, I'm all out of coffee dyed paper, so I'm just using a cardstock that I printed with a fake cardstock like look, okay? So that's what that is. And lastly, to embellish this, you can use lace, you can use numbers, which is what I did here. Okay, I used the lace here, I used the numbers. Here I used a number, and then I also put a number inside. You don't have to do that. You could put something else here, a flower, whatever you want. You know, that's up to what you feel you want to put there. Also, you can use, like I said, this is suede cording. You could use jute. You could use, which I don't have on here, is you could use ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on. Okay. You can use stamps, which I am going to be using the stamp right here. You can use stickers, and just, it goes on and on. So I'm going to hopefully bring this down. So right now, if you want, or let me bring it up even. Hopefully I don't want to make it so you can see it. So you can stop, losing my voice. You can stop the video here, screenshot this, and this is giving you all of your measurements, okay? Hopefully that is going to help you to go along with me as well, or to do it on your own. So that's that. Okay, moving along. So I'm going to try, and I hope it works. I love this old-fashioned book here with the poetry. So let's see. And the one book I use, okay, I'm going to get a page I like here. This is out of a book called Heartthrobs. It's really cool. It's, I think it's from the 30s or the 40s. I don't know, but these pages are very, well, they're very aged. So I'm concerned. I should try to, you know what, I'm going to try to fold this first, see what happens. So which one do I want? I want this one at the front. So for the large piece of your cardstock, you're going to fold it. Oh, worried. Okay, let's see. Oh, I just heard a crack. Okay, it did the very thing that I thought it would do. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it did. It completely cracked, and I had a feeling it was going to do that. So that's not going to work. That's really disappointing. I had really wanted that to work. All right, so I'm just going to throw these out because obviously we can't use it for that. So let me get my backup here. And hopefully this one won't crack because I don't have any other ones. And I need to get a book page to use. This is an old Shakespeare book. It's not quite as old though, so let's see, it doesn't really matter. This is Twelfth Night. Let's see. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe I didn't use the Shakespeare book. Oh, I didn't use this book. I don't want to have the line down the middle because it doesn't match the other ones. I used this old Edgar Allan Poe. There's the right pages. Okay. Now let Let me see if I can get one out of here without destroying it. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Okay, that worked out real. I got lucky. My brother cleaned out a garage of an over 80-year-old man who passed and brought me about 40 books that I was able to gut. So I was in my happy place. Okay, now with this, I started out by using my glue stick and just going over the page where I thought that it was going to glue down. Okay. And I should have done that second because I have a fan above me and it's probably going to dry that out. So I'll go back over it again. No, don't stick. On this one, I wrote notes on this, but that's fine. I'm all about repurposing. I'm going to go ahead and put a small stream of glue on the outside, especially at the corners. You want that to stick. So that's where I'm using my wet glue. I don't use it in the center often because, except on this, I'm going to do it right here where it's going to fold. I don't know which side I'm going to fold, so I'll do it in both places. Because it leaves like indentations and little bumps, and I don't like that. So that's the way to get rid of that. So let me just run over this one more time, just in case it's dried a little. And then you're going to take your page, and you got to make sure your writing's going in the same direction, which mine is not. Okay, and then just plop it down there. Try to get it straight so you don't have crooked writing. Okay, and then just pop it down. Okay. Now we got to cut off the extra. I'm going to give this just a second to dry because sometimes when you try to cut right after, you have issues if you're not completely dry. Alright, hopefully this is going to work. I don't have any more backups. Okay, and then just cut off the excess. I hope these directions are clear. I've had the haters come at me, so if not, well, I'm doing my best. Not very many. I've actually have to say I have some wonderful followers. Really, I appreciate you guys so much. You're so encouraging and you just make me smile. And for those of you that are kind and those people, you know who you are, I just want to give you a big shout out and a thank you for encouraging me and loving what I love to do, and that's have fun and relax with, you know, something that makes me happy, and that's what it's about. If you're not having a good time with what you do, then you need to find something else to do. Okay, so with book page on book page, it's a little hard to see where I'm cutting. I want to make sure I got it even. Okay, so I'm going to throw this away, and then I want to check my corners. Just check all around that everything is down. Even if it's a tiny little bit, I want to make sure that I get that, because I don't want it to lift up at all. Okay, let's check this corner. Seems to be okay. That one, it's just a bit, but I don't want to take any chances. Yep, this one needs something. Something. Okay. Now, for those of you who want to ink, oops, wow, dragging stuff with me here. I already inked everything else, but because I was doing just this one side with y'all, I'm just going to go ahead and ink the new one I just did. And I'm using Vintage Photo. Which is kind of my go-to. I want to get, I think it's called Frayed Burlap. It looks like a kind of a grayer color. I don't know, it looks pretty. I've seen people use it, so I would like to get that. But I seem to always gravitate toward this one. My last journal I made, I used, what was it? It was a purple, and I can't think of the name at the moment. Wilted Violet, and that was beautiful. I really liked. This I'm going to let dry, and we're going to go ahead and I'm crossing my fingers this works, because this is, I don't have any other. Oh, good Lord. Okay, come on. So you want to, I think it's going to work. Okay. Yeah, use newer book pages, okay, guys? My heartfelt. You want to use pages that are not going to crack. Even though the older ones look awesome, but you don't want to have to keep redoing it. Okay. Oh, shoot. This kind of... Well, for the sake of the video, I'm going to just do it a tiny, tiny bit. I'm going to just glue that over. Yeah, even the inside, I don't know. I think with this, I'm going to recommend to use new book pages. And if you have to, use your inks to make them look more vintage, okay? And I'm going to some ink here. I'm also going to add ink here. Okay. And I think all right, I'm just going to move on with it. I'm having problems with these book pages, but there's nothing I can do about it, and I don't have an extra already made. So we're just going to go with it. It's just to show you guys. So if I don't end up using this one, I'll just have to go ahead and make myself another one. Okay, so now that we folded this one in half, that part's ready. Okay, this one, we need 2 inches. Okay, it doesn't matter which side that you use, but I want the writing to go in the same direction. So I'm going to fold it 2 inches this way. And let me get my ruler. Okay, and going to go like this. Okay. Now we're going to bend that over. That one did okay. And I'm going to ink that. And then I'm going to bend it the opposite direction. And I'm going to also ink here. Okay. Now, Okay, so at this point what we're going to do is we're going to glue these two together. So you're going to glue it so that it flaps like this, okay? So let me get my glue, and I'm going to put it all over this side. And it's going to be a pocket also, so you do not want to glue in the middle, just around the edges. Okay. So, whoa, I don't want to put my hand through there. Okay, so you're going to grab this. Let me turn it around, it'll be easier. No, I lost my front again. Okay, let's see. Oh, it goes this way. Okay. So we're going to put this down right here. And you want to line up the edges. Okay. All right. So here's your pocket. And then when you open it, there you go. Okay. So you want to make sure that you glue your 2-inch flap down to your right hand side of your single fold. Okay. So you have your pocket, and then you've got blank on both sides, because it's going to fold like this. Okay, I hope you guys got that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get ready for our little notepad thing. That's the order I did it in. You don't have to do it in any specific order. So here I'm having all these issues with these book pages right here popping up. Maybe had I folded it when I first glued it, I think I would have had a better time. So, I don't know, but yeah, it's a shame. I'm going to have to redo this and not use it. I have to throw it. Okay. So, you want to get your little pad here. I put in about 8 different pages, okay? You can put as many as you want. And I'm going to glue down this little cover for my tablet, which again, you do not have to do. The original person I saw make this did not do this, but I like it because it just comes off more finished, and it actually matches the journal. Okay. I think we need to go a little bit further. Okay. So now you're just going to take your little piece of cardstock and fold it over your tablet. I'm going to take a stamp and just stamp the first page to make it look pretty. I'm gonna make sure I have enough ink on there. Yep. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so now because I need to make this for the current journal I'm working on, and this actually needs more glue. Not enough in here, or underneath here, I should say. Okay. Now I am not going to glue this down because I want to use this in one I can actually make in my journal, and I don't want to redo this, so I'm gonna just leave it. You would glue this whole thing down, or you could just glue it by here, but I glue the whole thing, okay? And you're just gonna, you know, center it up and glue it down. But I'm skipping that step because I don't want to have to redo that. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut your little side pocket. And what I did is I got just a pair of wavy scissors and I cut across diagonally to make myself a little pocket. I don't want to overlap my little, there we go. Okay, so there we have our little pocket for the side. So you just want to, I'm gonna go ahead and ink these real quick. Okay, and I also want to use my stamp on here because I like this stamp. And it's pretty big, so I don't know. Maybe it's okay if it goes off. That's pretty. A little light, but like I've said in previous videos, I am not an expert at stamping. I usually don't have good luck. So as you can see, I'm using another piece of leftover scrap to do this. And you just need the lightest bit of glue. Okay. And then just match it up to the corner. Go. So there we have our pocket. Now I already had tags left from some of the ephemera I cut out, so I'm not gonna push that all the way in because I don't want the glue to stick on it, but there's my tag I added. And over here I want to put a little something. Let's see what I have. This is kind of pretty. Scrap. No, let me see what else I have. Too big. Most of what I have is too big here, but I can cut it down. So let me see. I'm going to cut this down. So, and I'm also going to use the scissors. So this is way too long. So I'm going to cut this down. That's good. Sometimes these scissors are a little bit hard. And got it. Okay, perfect. I like that. Okay, I'm going to get some ink on here. Okay, and we're going to glue this down. This is really easy. The biggest thing I noticed that is the issue is the book pages. Which is kind of a disappointment because I love using the older book pages. Okay. And for here, you could decorate this with anything that you want. You could use a sticker which would be cute, a rose sticker would be pretty, or you know, just whatever you want to embellish it with. It's completely up to you. And then for the pocket, I have this itty bitty tag that I want to put in there, and I could use a thicker one. I could cut one of these down and make it bigger. Let's see, because this is kind of tiny. It's really cute though. I could always put it with this one. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see what I have. I think I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try to cut this off. It's too round. Some white here I want to get off. Okay. It's a little crooked. Let's see if I can fix it. There we go, much better. That's really cute. Let's just do a little bit of inking. That way if you want to write on the back, it's a little bit bigger. The other one, you still could, but yeah, I like that. And then I've got 2 tickets here. So there you go. Perfect, love it. Except for my dumb book pages. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to close this up, and it's going to go like that. Okay, so now what we're going to use this bookmark for, I'm going to pull this out, is we're going to use it for the closure. Okay, so you want to take about 2 inches of this and fold it. So let's see, I want to make sure, because I want mine to come back. I'm going to just fold it off of this instead of I want to try to center it where I want it. Okay, and then I'm going to just fold it over because that's where I want it. So now you can get your bone folder. Now on your pocket, or on your closure, this is going to show. So if you don't want white, you can get your dauber and, you know, put the vintage photo here, or do what I did and do a faux coffee dyeing on the back. Okay, so you are not going to glue here. We're going to glue here. Okay. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I prepped for 2 videos yesterday, and that's pretty good for me. All right, so I'm terrible about getting stuff straight sometimes, and I don't want to move it, so well, here's nothing. Okay, let's see. I need to move this way just a bit. Yeah, you don't have much time with this stuff. There, I was able to move it. All right, that's good. Good enough. Okay, so this is our closure now. And I want to make sure I've got that like that. Okay, so how I'm going to keep mine shut is, like I said, the little Velcro dots, because that way it will be much less bulk. And I mean, I see a lot of journals, and I know that like a lot of people are just like, they love the bulk. They don't care. They're going to put as much stuff in it as possible. And if they want to put 3 folios in it and have it really, like, you know, people do that. But we're all different. So I do it to my taste. And then if someone else likes it, then we're good. We're golden. If not, well, that's just the way it is. Okay, I'm going to try to, looks pretty good in the middle. And then I'm going to just go ahead and plop that down. And that will be that. Now on this one, I have this little sticker, which is a little bit big. I think I came out further on this one. And also my thing was, yeah, I did. My little number was smaller here. Let me see if I can find a little smaller of a tag. Because I'm going to put lace here, so it's not going to show. It's going to be covered. Let's see what I got here. Got to be something in all this mess. Let's see, where is this? I see something pink. Nope. I could use a plain. No, I don't like that. Oh, it seems like you can have a million things ready and cut out. It doesn't show up very well. Nope. Oh, let's check a little bit more. I have the number 3 with pink. That might be okay. Let me see. Still too big. There's one with a date. Actually, I kind of like that because it's blue. It matches the blues in the. Last little bit. What's going on here? There's an even smaller one. I think that's too small. Yeah. Well, heck. Guess I need to print out some more and cut them. Because I'm not seeing anything else with pink or blue. Use one of these and cut off the number. I don't like that. Alright, wasted enough time on this. Let's put these back. I wonder if I could use yellow. Nope, I like the blue. Okay. Ugh. Little tedious things. Okay. It's not gonna work. Okay. All right. So that's a shame. I could always put it this way, but I don't like that. Yeah, we're just gonna do blue. All right, let me just put a little bit of my ink. And glue this down. And I want to put it up here because I'm going to put lace. And I have this, and it wasn't dark enough, so I actually put some of my vintage photo on there, and it looks good now. I really like that. Okay, so where do I need to cut this? Right about here. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Cut off the extra, but okay. Yeah, instead of like pulling out all the coffee and the tea dye and all that, you can totally just use your inks and it works perfectly. And then you just go ahead and cut off the excess if you have any. Make sure that's straight. Okay. I really like this. Okay, so I need another piece that I'm going to cut about here. And I'm going to show you what you do, which is completely simple. Okay, you get your ink. Okay, run over it a little bit and then just dab or go across depending on how much you want it to pick up. And I think that's good. I didn't want it to pick up a ton, just a little bit. And there you have it, antique lace in like 2 seconds. Okay. Okay. I did this lace different than I did yesterday's lace, or the day before, I should say. Got some strings coming off here. Cut off this little bit there. Got just a tad here. Okay. Okay, and there we have it. And it is much more less bulky doing it this way. Okay, and you could also embellish it some more if you want. I like it like this. It does look really cute with this on it, but I'm going to do it both ways because I have 2 journals, so I'm going to put, and they're both this theme, so I'm going to put one in one and one in the other. And also when you open this, you have, that'll be tacked down, but you're going to have this that you can decorate. So I had planned, because I was going to use that pink number, to use a pink here like this. But I'm not going to do that because I didn't use pink in the front. That looks kind of pretty there. What else do I have? Oh, I have this. I think I'm going to put that there. I like that. And ink this up. I just cut out everything from the kit, and a lot of it I don't use, but I like this butterfly, so. You could even put another pocket there. but I'm not going to do that because I might as well do the cord if I'm going to make it bulky like that again. So let me see. Looks about even. Yeah, that's really pretty. I love that butterfly. Okay, so this is going to be tacked down. Remember, that's got to be glued. You've got here, your pretty. You've got your 2 little tags here, your tag here, and you're good to go. So that is a very cute folio. I just think it's darling. And I like the Velcro. It's really cute. So there you go. You got 2 ways of doing it. You can tie it, or you can use Velcro. You could use a magnet, I suppose. Yeah, sky's the limit. So it's completely up to you how you're going to have that come out. So I hope that everybody enjoyed this and that you're going to go and try it for yourself. I'm going to put this down one more time for anybody who did not get it. And I just want to tell you guys, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the like button and also the subscribe button. Said that backwards. But anyway, yeah, if you like this, give me a like. And also I have a Facebook group, same name, the Misfit Journal Maker, and love to have you over there. Come and show us what you make. And I hope everybody has a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you in the next one.